That's what matters, isn't it? It's about what people are going through and what solutions can be found in order to put pay to some of the challenges. So stand by for that. We are also, just a reminder, we are going to talk to the IEC, hopefully. Just after 12 o'clock, we're told that they are in a meeting. And we want to put some questions to them about what happened yesterday. Remember, we were evacuated. We had a breaking news strap, if I can recall correctly, on the full view at 18:40. I saw the official communication from the IEC at around 9:10 with regards to saying that there was a fire. Sorry, I beg your pardon, not a fire, it was a power failure. They dispute that there was a fire. So I just want to correct myself on that one. We want to find out and get to the bottom of this with regards to what actually transpired. Will they have the same problem tomorrow? And if so, what is plan B? What is plan C? I guess you need to run down the alphabet, isn't it, when you're dealing with such a massive operation like this? So stand by for that interview with the IEC. Hopefully we'll get Sai Mamapolo, the Chief Electoral Officer, onto the set and get you some answers. Special votes are currently underway in the Northern Cape. At least more than 93,000 people have registered to cast their special votes for this weekend. Neria Hlakotsa is in Kimberley at the Results Center. She joins us now live. Neria, talk to us about progress reports from yesterday. Any issues regarding special votes?
Good morning to you, Blaine. Of course, yesterday we do know that at least 16% of the voting stations did not open on time. But when we speak to the IEC for today, it seems that everything went smoothly. They did even indicate that yesterday what happened is something that usually happens on the first day, and they did learn their lessons from that. So right now we are at the Results Center. I mean, this is where all the verifications will be happening. And I think another issue is that these elections are happening during a pandemic. So it is one thing to also find out from the IEC whether everybody is adhering to COVID-19 regulations. I can tell you from where I am right now that COVID-19 regulations are being adhered to. But let me bring in Elkin Topkins of the IEC just to speak to that in terms of their voting stations. Elkin, we do know that these elections are happening during a pandemic. How safe is it with regards to our voting stations?
From the Commission side, we would like to think it's safer than any supermarket or place or banking places that you visit. We have numerous protocols in place right from the time that you start accessing our entrance at the station, at the gate. We have queue walkers who apply the spray to your hand, and this is not only a once-off. As soon as you get into the station, the materials that we procured for this election have been procured specifically with COVID-19 in mind, and we wipe these as often as we can. As soon as a voter leaves one table for the next one, this is taken care of. We insist on masks. Our queue walkers will never allow anyone to come through those stations without wearing a mask, and then we try to ensure safe distancing as well, the social distance aspect. And we also urge the public to adhere to it. I know at this stage it's self-automated in the sense that our people do it automatically because of what's been happening in the last 18 months. But sometimes the euphoria around the election gets too much, but we try to do this as much as possible. And as soon as the voter leaves the station, we also sanitize their hands. We also encourage voters to come with their own pens. Not that we do not have pens in place. We do have it behind the voting booth, and as well as all the tables as you proceed through the voting process. So we really try our level best to abide and adhere to all the COVID-19 protocols throughout our stations.
And of course, another question is with regards to the home visits. We do know that at least 1,000 of your teams will be doing home visits. How is that going in terms of making sure that the people that have applied for these special votes for home visits are able to make their mark?
Since COVID-19 hit our shores 18 months ago, we've had by-elections, and there was a couple of good trial runs for the Commission to display the COVID-19 attire that we use for our home visit teams. And we've been using this quite successfully. So, in addition to the normal protocols that we put in place, we also have a gown, we have an apron, we have the mask and the shield, and we also issue these teams with gloves. As soon as they come into our house, they sanitize, and when they leave as well, they sanitize. We also have sanitizers that are used at the homes of the individuals, and we request their permission. If we use surfaces, then we clean that as well. So our normal home visit process does no longer take 5 to 10 minutes because we have to abide to all these protocols. It does take a little bit longer, and that is why our teams visit less people. So we have more teams throughout the province visiting a lower number of applicants to ensure that we visit all the applicants, and also importantly that we adhere to the protocols.
There you have it, basically from Elkin, because one thing that is important is that when people are casting their vote, it is important that to ensure that they are also safe. So Elkin has indicated that they have measures in place to ensure the safety of the voters. Of course, we know that at least 600 voting stations are operating for these special elections. And then we will hear, of course, later on in terms of the numbers. Because Elkin also indicated that at least 93,000 have registered for special votes. So it remains to be seen. Later on, we will be going to some of the voting stations to actually check for ourselves also if they are adhering to COVID-19 regulations.